Hey, it's Max92 and welcome back to another wrap-up. This specific wrap-up probably should have been out on May 5th, after Star Wars Day. But it wasn't, for a couple of reasons. One, I went on a hiatus, which pushed back my schedule. And two, I didn't make it until much later. But it could have been out for May 5th, the day after Star Wars Day, because I had written it by that point already, for the most part. But luckily, I didn't get it done in time for Star Wars Day because they added content on Star Wars Day for the game. So I can add that to the script, which I have. If you pay attention, this is for Jedi Fallen Order. And to start off, I'm working off a clipboard because I don't got a desk in front of me anymore. But to start off, Jedi Fallen Order is a really fun game. And it really makes you feel like a Jedi. Makes you feel like a Jedi. It's just, you got the lightsaber, you're like a little Jedi boy doing Jedi things, fighting a crime, I guess, whatever they do. There's a really engaging story and some really interesting characters with like Grease and Seer and all of them, you know, even like Second Sister. There's like all the characters have like a real nice arc and development throughout the game that make you like and care about them. Especially Cal, the main character. He's got his own little character arc there. And the ending is pretty satisfying. It brings you to a good conclusion point where like you did the thing and like the day is saved for now, sort of situation, because this is set after it's set after episode 3, but like not long after, you know, maybe a couple years or something. Like it's not especially that long after that. In addition to the ending, this game has an excellent depiction and representation of Darth Vader as like the big, like, scary menace villain thing he is. You are in this last boss fight, and Darth Vader appears at the end of it, and you don't fight Darth Vader. You try for a little bit, but then you just run away because you can't fight Darth Vader because he's too strong. It's such a good, like, depiction of the character that it's just really excellent. And on top of that, the music is really good. It's Star Wars music. You got all like the Star Wars sounds, but it's also got some like interesting stuff that's like in-universe music, like especially at the beginning where you hear like the music that Cal is listening to on his little like music listening device, his like MP3 player or whatever, because he's an edgy boy. He's an edgy boy. And like it's just a really, really cool like atmosphere and world to be in overall. It just develops really well. Now, I do have some issues with the game, specifically some of the control issues. Like, there's some issues with the combat, in my opinion, where like there are certain attacks that are unblockable, but they seem to like pivot target you for like a really long time, to where it's like hard to dodge them, or it's hard to judge when you're supposed to dodge for them, because they just pivot real easy, and it was one of the things that I had a really hard time with in that. And certain attacks that bosses do, like telegraph too similarly to tell like, is this the one that does this thing that I have to like dodge this way for, or is it the one that does this thing where I have to dodge like this other way for, or whatever. They're just, some of the attacks I saw telegraph very similarly, their animations are similar, and so it's hard to figure out which thing it's going to be when they're very different like tactics against them to counteract. And transitioning from blocking to dodging just seems like to not work sometimes. It's hard to like, it's just this weird thing where it's like, I've let go of the dodge, the block button, and I've hit the dodge, but it just doesn't do anything for like it just doesn't seem to work, and I can't tell like if that where the issue lies on that, but it just seems like there's some issue there as well. And back on the side of things that I did enjoy was the progression system, which is good. Like there's a sense of like you're unlocking things, you're moving forward, and it just you have that sense the whole time. There wasn't really like a portion where I was like, all right, I've got to get on to the next thing. Like, when's the next thing going to happen? It moves you along pretty well, and like the story has some surprises in it, and it just keeps you sort of going from here to here. And I think one of the ways it does that pretty well is that like a lot of the things feel like set pieces, even like small things. They made it in a way that some like even small things feel like these sort of action set pieces, to where like you are just very into the moment and like into doing the thing. They've also sort of done a real good job on like the collectibles and secrets and giving you like a reason to find them, a lot of them, because they don't just give you like the customization options that you unlock, but a lot of them will also give you, experience, and there's some that give you extra health refills that you can use in combat. I think they're called stims in this game. There are 10 of those, and there's also some secrets that make your health and your force meter bigger as well. So there's secrets out that like give you a reason to look for them, and it's not just like these are here for show, for something to do. It gives you like a real reason to want to go after them. And there are chests that are just cosmetics, but all the other secrets give you experience or something that is more of like a tangible gameplay thing rather than just something that looks. And here I'm going to talk about that Star Wars Day, May the 4th update. It wasn't in my original script, so I don't have anything actually written here, but I just have written to talk about it. And the May the 4th update added some new cosmetics, a challenge mode, and a like training mode, and a new game plus. The new game plus isn't really to my taste. It really just allows you to play the story again with all the cosmetics you have unlocked, as well as giving you the Inquisitor Cal outfit and the red lightsaber blade. And I really would have preferred had that new game plus to have brought over like even just your skill tree unlocks or something, just a little bit more. I understand that part of the plot of the game is relearning your force abilities and all that, but like this doesn't quite feel like what a new game plus is, in my opinion, where a new game plus takes things you did in the first run, things you unlocked in the first run, and lets you continue those over in a second run where things are just scaled up to match that you have the things before. And this doesn't really match that, so I didn't give it a new game plus try. I started it just so I could see the Inquisitor Cal suit in action, but I don't know that I will play through the game a second time on new game plus. However, the challenge modes and the training area are very interesting, and the challenge modes give you a couple more cosmetics to unlock, but it also gives you like these combat challenges to do, which I tried a couple, and they're a bit difficult, and it's just a little bit of replayability to the game. But what I really had a lot of interest in was the training mode, because it allows you to set enemies up in arenas and fight them, but it also allows you to set enemies up in arenas, and if they're on opposing factions, they will fight each other, which is very fun for me. And I got to set up and see how many AT-ATs it took to fight Ogdo Bogdo. It's 2. Ogdo Bogdo will defeat an AT-AT on its own, but 2 Ogdobogdos will defeat 2 AT-ATs. So it's just really cool that they added these free things, especially coming from Electronic Arts, to have like more free content to a game that already didn't have any planned DLC, any microtransactions. It's crazy that we have to point this out as something like, wow, that's really cool in like the time that we are in. But it's just sort of microtransactions, DLC is the norm, and games that don't do that are, you know, it's a standout nowadays. And so, despite some weird glitches here and there, and some like, I'd say lack of polish just a little bit. Like it just needs a little bit, like something like fixing some bugs here and there. But there was nothing crazy major. There was nothing that like was really game breaking that I remember. Just, you know, it's a really good Star Wars game, and in my opinion, it's something anyone who is a Star Wars fan definitely should check out, and even just people who like video games should check it out, because it's also just a really good action adventure game at a base level, even like if it wasn't specifically Star Wars. And so, if you can't tell, that's me definitely recommending this game to anyone and everyone who, you know, enjoys video games, enjoys Star Wars. Just give it a look, give it a try, and, you know, I just think people of like almost any kind can enjoy this. And so that's a wrap up. You know, we did the thing here. Be sure to click the links, do the things, you know, the all the things, the liking, the commenting, the subscribing. You know, go down into the description. You can see links to all of my things from Twitter, Patreon. I have a subreddit. I have a Discord. Just links in the description to everything. Just check those things out. Share the video, I guess. Is that a thing I should tell people to do? Share the video if you think people would enjoy it. Do all the things. It's I don't like doing this part. It's just, I guess I probably should. Anyway, that's all for this video. So I'd like to thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Bye. Ah!